Hello everybody, welcome to the Political Vigilante. My name is Graham Elwood. So remember they keep talking about, well, how are we going to pay for this Green New Deal? And they say, how are we going to pay for it? Oh, they never asked that question about war. They never asked that question about war. You know where else they don't ask that question? Did you know that we are giving all of these subsidies to oil, to fossil fuels? Wow, I wonder if we took some of them away. Guess what? 10% of fossil fuel subsidy cash could pay for green transition. Not even all of the subsidies, just a small portion of the subsidies would unleash clean energy revolution, says a new report. Wow. Bring this up the next time. So how are we going to pay for a Green New Deal? By stop paying these clowns. Coal, oil, and gas get more than $370 billion a year in subsidies. Well, Graham, you want to pay $10 a gallon? Well, that's what they spend in like Europe. It's between $3 and $3.50 in America, depending on where you are. It's a little higher here in California, but that's tax money. That's your tax money, my tax money that's going to the oil companies. Does that seem right to you? Does that seem like we're making America great again by doing that? I thought Trump was supposed to drain the swamp. How did he? I thought he didn't drain the swamp. I haven't seen him drain the swamp. I saw him give him a $1.5 trillion tax break to his billionaire buddies. Look at this. What if we took that, just 10% of that money is what they're talking about, which would be just $37 billion a year. What if we took all of it? I'd like to take all of that. There you go. Compared with $100 billion for renewables, the International Institute for Development, a new report found. Almost everywhere, renewables are so close to being competitive that a 10 to 30% subsidy swap tips the balance. I was talking with this guy on the road. I was in Tempe doing the Jimmy Dore show, and this guy was like, yeah, I'd like to get solar. He was from Canada. He goes, I'd like to get solar panels, but it costs too much money. I said, exactly. And what if we took these subsidies and put them toward, instead of like, let's say an average home, it's like, you know, $25,000, $30,000 to put solar panels on. What if all of a sudden it was $8,000 to put solar panels on? And instead of paying for itself in 10 or 15 or 20 years, it paid for itself in 5 years. Well, now you'd be more willing to do that. You know, what if we brought the cost down? Subsidy swap. We're already spending them. So how are you going to pay for it? We're already spending the money. We're already spending the $370 billion a year. Take some of that and push it over to green. Oh, guess what? Oh, what about the fossil fuel industry's jobs? We transition them. There's going to be less. We should get rid of the fossil fuel industry and transition all of them into making these solar panels and wind turbines and whatever else. There you go. That's how it's paid for. Taking away subsidies from fossil fuels and channeling them towards clean energy would boost their development at a much faster pace and help secure our climate goals. I've been talking about this. This is one of the things that's part of the Green New Deal. As I say, green energy is a technology. I say this all the time. So the more research money we put into it, again, we take this money away that was going for dirty fossil fuels that are killing our planet and will end the human race, and funnel that money not into just the manufacturing, but the research. Find something. You know, I've heard some climate scientists and activists say, well, if we go into this big manufacturing thing and like solar panels are made from, you know, plastics that are petroleum based. Absolutely. Well, there's people out there developing plastic that are made from cactus, from all other kind of sustainable products. So we just need to spend a little more money in the research. We can figure this out. But we're not getting enough money to research it because we're wasting it on keeping gas prices down. Are you kidding me? God, is that a dumb idea? Man, is that a dumb idea? It's like, we have an obesity epidemic, so we should be subsidizing Diet Coke? No. We need to put more healthy food in the schools. We need to have more nutritional education in our schools. There's all these food deserts in low-income neighborhoods. I live in Los Angeles, right? Where I live, oh, there's a Trader Joe's, there's a Whole Foods market, there's a healthy store, there's a co-op. I go and South Central LA, none of that. There's none of that. There's none of that, right? It's the same thing with green energy, right? People in the nice neighborhoods who have money, they can afford to put solar panels on their home. There's financing for them and stuff like that. People in the working class neighborhoods can't. They can't do that. But we could. That's the point. The study of 20 countries with large fossil fuel subsidies found that a 30% swap to renewables would lead to emissions reductions between 11 and 18%. Just a 30% swap. That's pretty big. So they had $370 billion they're doing in the States, so roughly $100-some billion. We swap that over to renewables, and we can reduce our emissions by 11 to 18%. See, that's something we could do now. That's something a progressive president like Bernie Sanders could do now, today. They get elected, day one, bam, taking this money. We're not spending any new money. Your taxes aren't going to go up. I'm sick of hearing that dumb argument. Because you want to know how much it breaks down to? The global subsidies? $5.2 trillion fuel subsidies in 2010. That was the estimate. Or $10 million a minute. How are we going to pay for it? Gee, does $5.2 trillion buy anything? I don't know. I went to public school. I don't know if is a trillion a lot of money? There's your answer. Your taxes don't have to change. Nothing. We don't have to take money away from any social programs. We don't even have to reduce military spending, which I'm not advocating for. I absolutely think we should cut the military budget because it's awful. We're just fucking bombing the shit out of the world and we're killing poor people all over the planet and we're creating refugees and terrorists. It's an awful thing. But just from a pure economic, from this, when people say, how are we going to pay for it? Just say, let's take all the money we're giving for fuel subsidies and put it in renewables. That right there. Nothing else would have to change with just this money. But that's hard to do. It's hard to do, right? Because we know the fuel industry is tied to the military-industrial complex. And when companies like Raytheon put ads like this on MSNBC,
we see these beautiful pictures at night from the decks of these two U.S. Navy vessels.
That's why the fuel gets subsidies. It's not just the fuel, but it is tied to the military-industrial complex. So, folks, thank you for watching The Political Vigilante. Thank you for getting your truth here. If you want to watch the corporate media spew conspiracy theories, blaming everything on Russia, now they're blaming Jeffrey Epstein's suicide on Russia? Okay. Got it. Thanks for watching the show. Like, subscribe, share the videos, right? Those are things you can do for free. Watch the ads all the way through. When you click skip ad, I don't get paid. And then if you really want to, you can go to rockfin.com/GrahamMel. The link is in the show notes. And you can endorse my videos for $10 a month. You get access to all of the free content, or all the premium content. I put all my videos on Rockfin as well, so they're ad-free if you want to watch this ad-free. But please endorse my videos on Rockfin and maybe think about spending $10 a month. Or you can go to patreon.com/GrahamElwood, where for $5 a month you get bonus content. I put up a lot of bonus content there. Get early access to the podcast. You get to submit articles. There's a lot of cool stuff you can do on Patreon. And of course, join us on the Progressive Comedy Tour on the road. Ron Placone and I We are going in September, Omaha, Sioux Falls, Madison, Minneapolis, Iowa City. Get your tickets at grahamelwood.com. We'll be in Australia in November, Melbourne, Adelaide, Sydney, and Perth. Check that out. And I'll be in Russia in September. Go to grahamelwood.com for all of your tour dates. Thanks for supporting what I do.